Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have the first layout for you featuring my brand new Vintage 5 kits. These are kits that I curate from the inventory at a cherry on top. So some of the products are maybe not brand new releases, and some of them are. We mix and match from a cherry on top's, or I mix and match from a cherry on top's inventory. And then I have the kit set so that you will be able to make 6 layouts and have a couple forever products to put in your stash. Today we're going to work with all of the blues and all of the greens from this kit. So I'm taking all of the different papers. I am cutting thin 1/2 inch strips and 1/4 inch strips. And then this paper, I'm cutting a strip that is 3.5 and then 2 1/2 inch strips from the back side of the paper. And I'm going to lay these all out and get them onto a piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to start with the 1/4 inch strip. This is the shimmery navy cardstock that is part of the kit. I just cut 2 1/4 inch strips. That is the one that's going to go down first. Next, I'm going to grab this deep, dark navy washi tape that is part of the kit. I love this washi tape, you guys. It's so good. It's really opaque. It's not translucent, and it is nice and dark, and I love it. Then on top of that, I'm going to put the 1/2 inch strip of the pattern paper on top and glue that down. And then I'm going to flip my paper over, and I'm going to do the same thing at the top of the paper, just like this that I did to the bottom. For the middle section, I'm going to use the grid roller that is on my glass board media mat, and I'm going to just line this center piece up perfectly in the middle of my page. So this is the larger, and it is 3 inches. And then I have 2 strips from the B side of this paper that are 1/2 inch. So basically we're filling in about 1 inch at the top, 1 inch at the bottom, and then 4 inches in the middle. And you could do this with any mix and match really paper that you would want. I am doing all of the shades of blue that are in the kit. So there is going to be our background paper, and we're going to use these 2 photos of my niece, Ella. I'm going to mat these photos with that shimmery navy cardstock that's in the kit. These photos are just a little bit smaller than 3 by 4. So with their mat, the mat is very small. It's probably only maybe 1/8 of an inch. I just wanted to give the pictures a little separation away from the background paper. So there is our photos. There is our background page design. Now it's time to play with all of these beautiful embellishments. So here is where my brain is going with this. I put the photographs where I put them so that I could create a diagonal line that will go from the top left to the bottom right and include the photographs. And then on the right side of this page, where the larger area is, I'm going to take some of these frames that are part of the thicker set, and I'm going to go ahead and create almost like a little gallery type of look with the frames for my title to the right of the 2 pictures. So the thickers from this Bow Bunny Brighton collection. Again, this is not a new product, right? It's just a product that a cherry on top has a lot of in stock. Beautiful product that I personally just never got around to buying. So when I pulled off that first frame and the chipboard kind of pulled away from it, I was like, oh, well, I don't care, because I would have probably pulled the chipboard off anyway. First of all, because, if you're around me long enough, or if you've watched my channel for longer than a couple seconds, you know that a chipboard and I are not friends. This kind of chipboard, which is actually not chipboard, but cardboard. Cardboard embellishments and I are not friends. And so I didn't care that the chipboard or cardboard or whatever that stuff is, that it completely just peeled away and stayed on the backing paper. It actually was super happy about it, because that was less of it that I had to peel off of the back. I am going to back some of these frames, as you can see here, with some of the shimmer cardboard, and I'm going to back some of them with just some white paper. And by cardboard, I mean paper. I have cardboard on the brain now. So you can kind of see the idea here is that we're going to have these frames. I'm going to back them with white cardstock or with cardstock from the blue cardstock. And then we're going to create like a little area to the right of the photographs. That's going to be like a cluster and have some cute little things. And then you can see here, I have placed some of these little embellishments that I think are going to match, that I like, into this little wooden bowl. Oh, but you guys, if you haven't yet, watch my video. When did I put that up? Thursday? With the new products from Glassboard Studios, because I filmed this project before I got the new products, and the new products, one of the craft catchers that you put on the side of on the side of your Glassboard Studio, makes this wooden bowl completely, we don't need that wooden bowl anymore, at least not for this application. And it frees up so much space for you to like do other stuff on your Glassboard Studio mat. It's so cool. Anyway, I digress. So I'm just taking all these little pieces and deciding where I want them to be. Now, these are just the pieces from the thickers, and I did kind of audition a couple butterflies. We have some more. So where you see things and it looks real open, like more needs to go there, more will go there. Just a moment. So nothing is glued down right now. I'm looking now at the different elements on the clear sticker sheet. Now, because of the nature of clear stickers and the fact that they're super sticky, I'm going to have to figure out how I want them to go, like where I want them to go exactly before I go sticking them down. I can't audition them. And I'm also going to go ahead and add some brads. It's been so long since I've used brads, and these were so fun to play with. Does this mean I'm now going to start using brads all the time and add them to everything? No. But they're fun for this kit. They're beautiful. They match perfectly. And yeah, they're nice. Very, very nice as part of a kit. And it was kind of fun. Old school, like, embellishments, playing with brads again. So you can see here how I'm going to use just some of these pretty clear stickers and pop them in. The clear stickers have these fun gold hearts on them. I'm going to use lots of those. So now it's time to kind of get all these little clusters into place. So everything that's here now is staying. I'm just going to add more to it to kind of bulk things up a little bit. I added a butterfly and a clear sticker to the inside of those two frames. I am going to grab some of this hemp twine that I keep on my desk all the time, and I'm actually going to thread some of it through the buttons that have holes. So the thickers, the phrase stickers, I have they have lots of buttons, right? And I grabbed all the blue ones and teal ones, and I'm going to go ahead now and just thread some, you could use ribbon, twine, hemp, but this is just it's called hemp twine. It's from Hemptique. I get it at a Cherry on Top. I use it all the time. I'm just going to thread it through the buttonholes, add a little glue, and then pop those buttons onto my scrapbook page. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more brads. So I like to add brads at the top of tags and the little holes that are in the some of the chipboard pieces. And I also added one of those little tags. I love those little layered tabs or layered tags that are part of this kit. They're so pretty. And I added 2 of them to this page. And look at them. I just love this page. I love this whole kit. I went kind of monochromatic for my first layout just to kind of get my feet wet. I say this all the time. A new set of products, a new collection, the first layout I make is always the hardest. But over the decades that I've been scrapbooking, I have come up with a couple of great ways to kind of break in a new collection for the first layout. I shared one of those a couple weeks ago when I showed you guys a sketch, and I said this is a great way. Start with a sketch so you know you're cutting down your papers, you know what you need. Another great way is just to grab a color and create with a very limited color palette or with a monochromatic color palette, and then you're kind of just zoomed in on those colors or those elements, and it kind of helps your brain to make a little bit more sense of all of the colors and styles and everything in a collection. Next, I am taking a look at everything, and I want something to be a little cohesive. I want something that's going to kind of pull together that diagonal line that I want to accentuate. So I'm kind of looking through what I have of embellishments. I'm going to add a couple more just last minute little pieces that I think are going to work really, really well. I think I added in some more of those butterflies, just a couple of different things. I am still looking at this and I'm not seeing it being super cohesive, right? There's a lot of little pieces, but there's nothing that's kind of pulling it all together. But we're going to fix that in just a second. We're going to do that with some splatter. So I went through a little bit of a splatter phase when I created this set of layouts. I usually create and film 3 or 4 layouts all in one day, and then you see them a little at a time. Kind of depends on what's going on in my life. But today I was super creative. The day I filmed this, I was super creative. So I was in a splatter mood. So this is Peacock Chroma Mist, and I splattered and splattered and splattered, and that did it. That's going to create that diagonal line I want. It's going to add that kind of cohesive element that's going to come through from the top all the way to the bottom of the layout. And that's where we're going to call this one done. If you enjoyed my video today, be sure to hit that like button. And today's emoji is going to be anything blue. So leave a lovely blue emoji in the comments below. That helps YouTube to show my video to other people who watch scrappy videos, and then they can find me easily. If you haven't grabbed a Vintage Vibe kit yet, lots of them are still available, and I will leave a link below to my wish list at a cherry on top where you can grab some of this kit or all of this kit. Just make sure it ships to you and not to me. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye.